The Raid Redemption is a brutal, action-packed martial arts movie that is certainly worth your time. If you are a fan of action movies or martial art movies in general, then I highly recommend this movie. I do not believe this movie is talked about enough, but as far as martial arts movies are concerned, this is one of the best, and in my personal opinion, the best martial arts movie I've seen. It may not be the best, but it's my favorite personally. And its plot is simple but highly engaging, and will have you invested in its story and main character within the first few minutes of the film. The actors do an amazing job in their respective roles. The characters themselves are played mostly by a great cast of actors, Indonesian actors, most of which have a background in martial arts themselves. The lead of the film is played by, and I'm apologize if I get this name wrong, Iko Uwais, who was born in Indonesia. He plays the character of Rama, who is a rookie police officer on the SWAT team. And without spoiling anything, because I'm not going to spoil anything, he is someone who is highly trained in martial arts, as you will see as the movie progresses. And he is such a badass in this movie, and there is a lot of depth to his character. The movie itself is relatively simple, but despite it being so simple, it adds depth to these characters. And Rama here is someone you is certainly someone to root for. And without spoiling anything, within the first few minutes as the movie opens, you learn a lot about him, what he's all about, what's at stake, and what he could stand to lose. And it's you are immediately invested in his character, and he does a great job. I'm a big fan of his. I've seen him in a lot of other movies, and he's good. He's a real good martial artist. You always hear about Bruce Lee and Jet Li and Jackie Chan, rightfully so. I'm a big fan of all those guys. I'm a martial arts guy. I love martial arts movies, but you don't really hear a lot about Iko, and I think maybe he should be talked about a lot more, because he kills it in this role. He does a very good job in anything else he's in. Okay, co-starring next to him is one Joe Taslim, and I'm a big fan of him as well. You know, I think both Iko and Joe have been in a lot of movies together, been in a lot of martial arts movies together, and he plays the character of Jaka, who is Rama's sergeant on the SWAT team. And he's a great character too. He's very by the books. He's a good leader. He leads the team well, cares about his men. Very good fighter. Very good with a gun. Very good, leading the men and leading them through situations. This is obviously not his first rodeo, so he does a great job playing that kind of stern, kind of like military commander type of role. And he does a great job. I'm a big fan of his. I've seen him in a bunch of other movies. Recently, The Night Comes for Us, he was great in that. But he's really, really good in this, and in one of his like younger roles. But I thought he was great. All right, so next we get to Ray Safita. Sorry if I get the name wrong. He is he plays the character of Tama. He is the movie's main antagonist. He's great in this role. Apparently, he's a very, very popular actor in Indonesian cinema. He was a senior actor, and he's been around for a long time. And he plays this role very well. He is pretty much a drug kingpin. He is the leader of this gang, and he's very crazy. He's a smart guy. you know, and he runs everything. He does a great job, and Ray does a good job portraying that. I really liked his character. So another everyone in this movie like played really really well. I very much enjoyed it. So he's the main antagonist. He does a great job showing his kind of unhinged, brutal side as a kingpin, drug kingpin. All right, so we get to probably my favorite character of the movie. He's is a Mad Dog. This is the character of Mad Dog, and he's played by Yan Ruan. And he is basically, and he's actually a martial arts instructor, and he kind of instructed everybody on how to do the martial arts in this movie. And in this movie, his name is Mad Dog, all right? And he lives up to his name because this dude is only 5'2", but he is an incredibly skilled martial artist. And if you watch this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. He's the man's only 5'2", but he is like a big ball of energy. He's very high energy. He moves very, very fast. His moves are crisp but powerful, and he fights dudes twice his size, and he's able to really hold his own, perhaps more so. And he is Tama's right hand, and he's basically his number one fighter. So this guy, watching him perform, they perform the Indonesian martial arts Silat, I believe it's called, and they're all great in it. But Yan, sorry if I get your name wrong. He's up there. He's like one of the best of the best, and this dude is a beast. This dude is an absolute beast. Don't let his 5'2" frame fool you. He will mess you up. All right, love this character. All right, the plot is quite simple. I will avoid spoilers here. Basically, an elite SWAT team is on a mission to apprehend a vicious drug kingpin, and the problem is that this kingpin, Tama, has fortified himself at the very top floor of this very big apartment building. And in between, on each floor, as you go up higher in the apartment buildings, pretty much all the residents of this apartment complex, this building, is filled with the most evil, crazy, and dangerous criminals. And they all like work for him. They all work for Tama. So it's like a mini fortress for him. And pretty much it's very simple. This SWAT team has to fight their way from the bottom to the top through all these crazy criminals. And that's pretty much it. But it's a simple story, but the way it's told will leave you on the edge of your seat throughout the film. And I'm praising this film a lot, man, because I'm a big fan of martial arts movies, and the martial arts in this looks so real. It's crazy. Like you have to check it out to know what I'm talking about. To conclude, the Raid has some of the best action sequences I have ever seen, and this is why I was excited to make this my first movie review on this channel. Because if you're a martial arts fan like myself, and you're a fan of that kind of genre, and if you haven't seen this movie yet, I would recommend highly that you check it out. I really would. It's there's a lot of martial arts movies, and I don't know if it's like the best out there, but it's probably my personal favorite. And it's crazy for me to say something like that, because I've seen a lot of martial arts movies, and a lot of great ones with a lot of great martial artists. But what sold me with this was the action and martial arts themselves. It is so brutal, and it looks so real, and you can tell that the cast, with everyone, all the actors, everyone, you could tell that they all bought in, and they really worked hard, and they really wanted to show off their craft, their skill as martial artists, and they succeeded. They succeeded because this movie is tremendous, and the action is top notch. In fact, it's kind of spoiled me a little bit. I don't know if I can look at other action movies the same again. You know, it's you'll be hard pressed to find an action movie like this in Hollywood, man. It is insane how good the fight scenes are here. But that is that's pretty much it. You know, I consider it a classic. I don't know if other people would consider it a classic. I consider it a martial arts classic, and I highly, highly recommend you check this out. So that's gonna do it for me, and I hope all of you have a wonderful evening.